And first for you on this Saturday evening, it is the countdown into Super Tuesday. With just 2 days to go, everyone, former President Donald Trump and Nikki Haley, they are hitting the campaign trail, making their last-minute pitches to voters. Thanks for joining us this evening, everyone. I'm Colton Bradford, in for Darren Botello. Now, tonight, Trump is inching closer to the nomination. NBC News projecting the former president has won Michigan, Missouri, and the Idaho Republican caucuses. All of those were held today, but his former UN ambassador, Nikki Haley, isn't throwing in the towel just yet. She actually made a stop right here in Massachusetts tonight, where she is hoping to gain momentum. Now, ahead of her event in Needham, just up the street here, she spoke with our NBC 10 political reporter, Matt Pritchard, for a one-on-one here. Matt, I guess the biggest question here, what is her message to voters here in the Bay State?
When I spoke with her, Haley struck a defiant tone during our chat, urging voters to come out and support her on Tuesday, even as Donald Trump racks up primary wins nationwide. At a campaign stop in Massachusetts, Nikki Haley drawing a line between her and Donald Trump.
Our kids deserve to know what normal feels like.
During our one-on-one conversation, the former UN ambassador urging voters to support her on Super Tuesday, while staying confident about her chances after the polls close. In terms of Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, beyond that, I mean, are you expecting to still be in the race come next week?
Our plan is we're going to keep running through the tape. As long as there are 70% of Americans that say they don't want Donald Trump and Joe Biden, and we think there's a place for us, we're going to keep on running.
Turning to the issue of abortion.
Can't we all agree to ban late-term abortions? Can't we all agree to encourage adoptions and good quality adoptions? Can't we all agree that doctors and nurses who don't believe in abortion shouldn't have to perform them?
Is a 16-week abortion ban even on the table for you?
You can't get 60 Senate votes with 16 weeks. And so mine is, don't even put that out to the American people until you have 60 Senate votes.
On immigration and a bipartisan border deal that fell apart on Capitol Hill.
What Congress should have done was gotten in a room, strengthened the bill, and passed something out. But Donald Trump told them not to do anything until after the general election because it would hurt him. We can't wait one more day.
Do you think states like Massachusetts, should they be repealing those right to shelter laws?
The amount of money Massachusetts is spending to take care of illegal immigrants is the same amount of money they could be doing to take care of their own homeless, to take care of mental health, to take care of the needs of the people of Massachusetts.
As for whether she would support President Trump as the GOP nominee,
I don't think about supporting him. I think about winning. And you can ask him if he would support me.
Now, Haley has a crowded schedule in the coming days. She had just flown in from North Carolina today prior to our interview and is headed to Vermont tomorrow. Colton?
Matt, really quickly, we saw via your Twitter earlier tonight that Governor Chris Sununu of New Hampshire was there drumming up support for Haley. And you mentioned on Twitter that he took a shot at both Governor Maura Healey and Boston Mayor Michelle Wu. Your tweet actually said that the room had sort of a mixed reaction. What were those comments that Sununu made?
Well, really, to understand this, you sort of have to go back a week or two. Maura Healey had actually taken a shot at Governor Chris Sununu, saying basically that him sending National Guards troops from New Hampshire down to the southern border was a misstep for him to do that. And so tonight, it almost seemed like Sununu was sort of firing back, sort of saying that Governor Healey wasn't doing a good job here in Massachusetts, and then simultaneously saying much of the same for Boston Mayor Michelle Wu. You mentioned that mixed reaction. That's certainly what it was. You heard some boos, you heard some jeers, maybe a few cheers in there as well, but a bit of an awkward moment right here in Massachusetts, where we know a lot of people are those moderate independents, even coming out to a Republican candidate rally.
You make a great point there. Matt Pritchard picking up a Saturday shift, everyone. Matt, we appreciate you jumping on with us tonight.
Of course.
And actually, ahead of Nikki Haley's event tonight, the former UN ambassador also sat down with Meet the Press, our moderator, Kristen Welker, for an exclusive NBC News interview. Now, the two discussed whether Haley believes former President Donald Trump would follow the Constitution if he was elected in November.
I don't think there should ever be a president that's above the law. I don't think that there should ever be a president that has total immunity to do whatever they want to do. I think that we need to have someone that our kids can look up to, that they can be proud of. And I think we need to have a country of law and order, a country of freedom, and a country that goes back to respecting the value of a taxpayer dollar. And we don't have any of that right now.
More of Kristen Welker's interview with former UN Ambassador Nikki Haley set to air tomorrow morning here on NBC 10 Boston on Meet the Press. And, of course, stick around immediately after for At Issue. Political commentator Sue O'Connell and NBC 10's Corey Smith set to break down the biggest political headlines from the weekend. That all starts at 11:30 right after Meet the Press. Super Sundays here on NBC 10 Boston.